Hello, and welcome back to Fate Extra CCC. So, today we're gonna go ahead and explore the Cycle Labyrinth, the 13th floor, with Elizabeth. Meaning we're exploring the Elizabeth Labyrinth. In comparison to like Shinako and that depression that one this is gonna be a little bit more lighthearted. At least in the first two chapters, because at the very end it's gonna be depressing, as usual for this game. There we go. Let's head in, shall we? We reach the bottom of a long staircase. A vast sunken sanctuary lies in the steps, below the ocean floor. It isn't like the Spiritron ocean we're used to. It's suffocating, as if the oxygen is thin here. I reflexively take a deep breath. We're definitely getting close to the core. Miss Haku, can you hear me? Looks like there's no issues with our connection. The space density has gone up a notch. It doesn't seem like it'll hinder your movements, but it may be a little uncomfortable. Have no fear, Praetor. I'm with you. It matters not whether we're in an abyssal depth or in the Apian way. Saber's words are reassuring. I take a deep step forward and shake off the damp air clinging to me. Indeed. There's nothing really particular about the first floor. Most of the stuff we get is in the second one. There she is. Her unmatched singing voice is spoiled by her unmatched tone deafness. Her demonic song gouges out my entrails, jolts my brain, and checks my very soul. Could anyone better perpetuate such devilish act? No, I think not. There she is.
So, 地獄から帰ってきた鮮血アイドル。人呼んでエリザベート・バートリーアンコールバージョン。さあ、覚悟はよくて。私以外のヒットチャートをみなごろしよ。こうして再び相まみえるとは、さすがは我がライバル。諦めの悪さでは世ですら及ばぬ。だがアイドルを名乗るのは世の方だ。世の歌こそが全ての英霊に、全ての芸術家に勝るもの。
It's the two tone deaf queens here.
それを思い知らせてやろう。忌々しい審査員形式はやめて、ファンによる投票形式でな。話がわかるじゃない、セイバー。というか、いいじゃない。その形式、私も賛同するわ。
What fans are you gonna find here?
私ね、金々を持っていたの。審査員とか言うけど、あいつら私の歌をこれっぽっちも理解してないって。わかるぞ。貴様も芸術を介さぬ凡人どもに悩まされていたのだな。
Well, at least they're bonding about their terrible singing.
不謹慎とは承知しているが、あえて言おう。ドル友であると。
Yeah, I can see it.
セイバー、なんてことかしら。聞いて、お父様。もしかして私、初めてお友達ができるかもしれない。
That's just depressing.
いや、それはダメよ、エリザ。この業界でトップを取るには、彼女は最大の障害。でも、ライバルとして、とっておきの新曲を聴かせてあげる。楽しみに待っていなさい。
It's a little late for me to chime in, but I agree with getting rid of the panel of judges format. I mean, it's just a shame to have judges. True harmony is letting only trained supporters hype things up.
しかしランさんよ、貴様、二度の敗北を忘れたわけではあるまい。この戦い、 少々分が悪いのではないか。
Yeah, she is a bit.
今までのは本番前の前振りよ。どんなアイドルにも暗黒下積み時代はあるものだわ。
Mm-hmm.
でも今回は違う。私こそがセンチネル、つまり主役ってこと。マスターありきのサーバントとは違うのよ。
Yeah, I guess she is the main character here. She's not an ordinary servant. Elizabeth probably states. But a contract with a master ought to be essential to drawing out her power. Besides, Bibi says she has an interesting master. I don't think she'll give me a straight answer, but I'll try asking. Who's your new master?
とんだ三流記者ね。私のことをブヒブヒ嗅ぎつけてゴシップを囲ったってそうはいかないわ。受け付けるのはトップアイドルにふさわしい質問だけよ。今後の予定、新年の過ごし方、それともスキャンダルの真相かしら。
Well, I only want to ask about your master. Actually, this may be a good opportunity to probe about our SG. Might as well ask questions while I have the chance. What I want to know is... Let's take a look at this thing. Ask about her upcoming plans.
そうね、まずはニューシングルを発売しようかしら。タイトルはツインテールとジュジュ。
I mean, I guess you technically have twin tails. Even if it's... Yeah, it's a bit technical.
私、画期的なアイディアを思いついたの。パッケージに応募券を入れるのよ。
An entry ticket on for a meet and greet. An autograph session? Stop it. Anything more is asking for trouble.
いえ、私の高貴な尻尾に引っ叩かれる権利を授けるわ。
You have to be a die-hard fan to want that. But for some reason, I get the feeling that there are quite a few orders lined up.
ニッチだな。楽しそうだ。それだけじゃないわ。次のシングルには角で刺される権利を、さらに次には爪で裂かれる権利を、そして応募総数を比べて私のボディで総選挙するのよ。
That's way too ambitious. No matter which part of it gets chosen, at the center of them is a perdition named Elizabeth. Could be an idol, actually be a genius.
驚きでしょ。実は姉妹ユニットを作る計画もあるのよ。もちろん全部私だけど。
That could be very possible in grand order, since like what, has 7 of you?
けどよくてよ、よくてよコリス。この計画の旨味を一瞬で理解するなんて思った以上に見どころのある家畜じゃない。いえ、割と好きよ。
Damn, Hakuno, you're pulling every servant possible, aren't you?
よし、上機嫌だからさっきの質問にも答えてあげる。私のマスターが誰かってこと。
Alright, let's go ahead and do the other one then. About the truth behind the scandal.
いいわね、その質問。とってもアイドルっぽくってよ。恋愛は最大のタブー。気になるのも当然だわ。さあ、しつこくやらしく質問なさい。そして私のスルースキルの前にひれ伏すがいいわ。
I don't think you can get silenced. I'm thankful that she's too eager, but I wasn't asking you about the Blood Idol scandal. I just kind of went with the flow and asked something that sounded appropriate.
そこは気を利かせてアドリブ入れなさいよ。例えば、そうね、意外性を狙ってコリスと熱愛してるって本当ですか？
That's us. We are the squirrel this time. Squirrely. Squirrely as in Hakuno Kishinami.
待てランサー、塩分について寛大なようだが、それだけは許すわけにいかぬ。貴様、どこまで世のライバルになるつもりだ。バカね、例えに決まってるじゃない。意外性を狙ってと言ったでしょ。そんな地味で引き立て役にしかならなくて、どんな命令でもやってくれそうなお人よしの駒遣いなんて。あれ、もしかして私とコリスって意外と相性がいいのかしら。お似合いだったりするの？
You only noticed that now, huh? My left hand faintly aches. Huh? No way. This is Elizabeth. It can't even be this easy.
私が家畜とお似合いなわけないじゃない。黙秘するまでもなく問題外よ。ダメね。意外とつまらなかったわこれ。もっと他に質問はないの？
Shaking my hand stopped. Apparently it was way too early to expose her secrets. But now she's asking for other questions. All I want to know about her master is...
マスター。正直気が進まないのよね。けれど出さないのも後でうるさそうだし。いいわ。教えてあげる。
Alright, and before she tells us, let's go ahead and do the last one. Isn't it embarrassing to appear this many times?
それ質問してるふりして恥ずかしめてるだけじゃない。恥ずかしくなんてないわよ。第一、なんでこんなに使い回しって言われなきゃならないわけ？待望の再登場、復刻ベスト版でしょ？
Still, this pacing is a little fast. Or rather, frankly, there isn't any value in it. And yeah, I do get the feeling that having the same outfit is what's making this feel more of like a rehash.
どいつもこいつもモデルのことばっかり。大事なのはパラメーターってお世辞でも言えないわけ？
Don't worry, Elizabeth, you'll get many of outfits later on.
というか、私の外見が変わらないのは完璧すぎて変えられないからでしょ？デザイナー側の敗北なのよ。
Then I'd like for her to at least change her name or something. Like Elizabeth Custom or Elizabeth Zero.
確実にドラゴン違いよそれ。あなた、私を紹介する気でしょ。なるほど、わかったわ。これがセンチネルへの風当たりというものね。上等じゃない。こうなったらあいつを呼ぶしかないわ。今必要なのはツッコミ要員よ。不本意だけど。カモン、マスター。
Alright, so I will go ahead and go for the one where he almost got her SG with this one, where he asked about the scandal. Give me a second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that.
不本意だけど。カモン、マスター。
Let's see who it is. Pretty obvious. It's the only person who was not in the school last time.
ようやく僕の出番のようだね。華麗なるマスターエース、ここに登場。と
There he is.
あやつは確かライダーの財布の何だったか。
I really find it funny that everything just cuts out like, oh, come on, it's him? My eyes must be tricking me. There's no way. This is Shinshimato. Then she is Elizabeth's new master.
そうさ。また赤くてうるさい女なのはちょっと不服だけどね。
Again, I think the people making this game were just colorblind because there's no way that Elizabeth is red. She's more pink than anything.
こんなやつでも僕ならうまく使えるし、BB がどうしてもって泣きついてきたから付き合ってやることにしたんだよ。
But she most likely didn't.
呆れた。いつの間に寝返ったわけ？相変わらずクズっぷりとダメっぷりではダントツ首位を行くわね、あんた。
僕はお前たちとは、お前たちみたいな情に流されるバカとは違うんだ。冷静に判断した結果さ。
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is.
さあ、降伏宣言をしなよ。このアジア圏一のゲームチャン。
まあそういうことよ。正直リンとラニが恋しいわ。あの二人もいろいろ問題あったけど、私好みの容姿だったし。
Yeah, now you're kind of stuck with Shinji. Honestly, I don't envy you.
邪魔した上に文句を言うなよな。お前、貴族のくせに礼儀も知らないのかよ。
文句の一つだって言いたくなるわ。どうして私の付き人がこんな冴えないネズミなわけ？
自分の成績も分かってないわけ？お前が負けてばっかだから
I mean,
天才である僕がスカウトされたのさ。
honestly, these two are they have a good chemistry too. Like Ryder and Shinji, although Ryder was more like a big sister, while Elizabeth here is more like a same age, which is ironic considering Shinji is 8 years old in this game.
はあ、天才？迷宮の片隅でブルブル震えているところをたまたまスカウトされただけのくせに。
それを言ったらお前だって虚数空間の片隅で。
家畜以下の鳴き声なんて理解できません。ほんとうるさいバカネズミね。
バカはそっちだろ。バカバカ
何よ、バカバカバカ。
They really are made for each other, honestly. While ignoring our existence, the two repeat the same bickering, dummy, ad infinitum. This is awful. Awful in not a lot of ways.
私の時はこれほどではなかったと思いますが、マスターの影響でしょうか。どう思います、ミスト大阪。
Nah, I think it's just their chemistry doing this.
ラニさん、それは聞かないであげてください。それどういう意味よ、さくら。てか、ラニも悟った顔するな。私は残念組じゃない。
An angry voice over the transmission rings in my ears. Whenever here or there, whether here or there, awful things are everywhere. I know I had things to worry about with Leo here, without Leo here. Now, actually, this would feel more awful if he was here. Regardless, this isn't the time to be feeling down. We need to get to end this bickering so we can probe for Elizabeth's SG. That she is.
おしゃべりが長い子には BB ちゃんの正義の鉄槌。
They're bickering so much that the admin has to come in and put them in order.
おい、何するんだビビ。悪いのは全面的にこいつだろ。
しまった、ついごめんなさい、シンジさん。手が滑りました。
Yeah, considering she's based on Sakura from Stay Night, yeah, honestly, it would be a pretty irrational reaction, even if it's even if she doesn't do it on purpose.
私がシンジさんを攻撃するなんて起こり得るはずがありません。なぜならあなたこそ最強のマスター、レオビスタリオハーウェイを上回る人類最高のウィザードなんですから。
Also, yeah, she's pretty easy to butter up. What?
あのさ、そんな分かりきったこと繰り返し言われても迷惑なんだけど、サーバントさえいれば僕は世界戦争に勝ち残れる人間だ。
Elizabeth is really, come on, my guy.
分かってるよね、BB。その僕が協力してやるんだから、それ相応の報酬は払ってもらうよ。
はい、それはもう。私がムーンセル中枢に到達したら、ムーンセルの表側をお譲り、いえ、お納めください。あなたこそ月の王にふさわしいキングです、シンジさん。
Look at Elizabeth.
そうさ、その通りだ。僕は選ばれた人間、勝ち残る勝者なのさ。
BB coaxing turns Shinji's grimace into a smile. His expression is condescending. It changed the usual expression even though I'm used to seeing it, this time as a hint of desperation. Maybe it's because I saw with my own eyes how this Holy Grail war ended.
誰が敵に回ろうが一向に構わんぞ。いかなる相手であろうがマスターに万全を尽くすのみだ。しかしあれは二度もそなたを苦しめるのだな。勝利の後に待つ苦悩がちと苦しい。
Eh.
それじゃああとはお任せします。キング様、くれぐれもエリちゃんの秘密を奪われないようご注意を。
And up she goes.
こんなネズミに頼らなくても自分の秘密くらい自分で守ってみせるわ。さあ、オープニングトークはここまでよ。復活ライブに震えなさい。
そいつらは僕がレベルデザインしたプログラムだ。お前たちなんて一瞬でゲームオーバーさ。
I'm sure they will.
それじゃあせいぜいあがいてみせてくれよ。ゲームスタートだ。
今度こそ勝つのは私。ええ、必ずよ。
And off they go. They disappear. They probably left and went to the interior of the labyrinth.
エネミー反応多数。少しばかり手間取りそうではありますが、所詮は小物の寄せ集め。今のあんたを止めることはできないでしょ。
Yep, we're basically at full strength at this point, obviously. And now we enter with another goal: bring Shinji to his senses. They can't back down now, even if it happens to be temporary, configured in us. He and I have an unsavory tie to one another.
世にとっても因縁のライバルとの頂上決戦になる。気合を入れていくぞ、マスター。
Yes, indeed. Before we get into battle, I just want to check out the what is the thing? 4 turns. Okay. Got it. Let's fight these guys. We need the experience.
蹴散らす。共に勝利を。
Nice. That sucks. Still a shit ton of damage, honestly.
あの程度遅れは取らぬ。
Yep, damn it. Didn't make it in time.
見とれるがよい。
I think these guys are pretty much just doing great. Losing guard or something. Except when doing skill shots. Oh, come on.
無念だ。
What the hell is that? Alright, I guess we have to reload this. Yeah, we already saw your speech. Now that was definitely something.
楽しもうではないか。見ているがよい。動くな。そこを動くな。消えるがよい。もっと良い列車はいないのか。
Honestly, might as well just do this.
世の独壇場だな。世の独壇場だな。
We're almost leveling up, so might as well just keep doing this.
見事な采配だった。空気をよ。デート中なのだぞ。見ているがよい。
Even? Whatever. This should be enough. There we go.
あの程度遅れは取らぬ。大事ないな、マスター。好きだ世の出方な。まだまだ。
There we go, that's enough.
見事な采配だった。
There we go, and we got another skill.
止めるがよい。より完璧な体になったぞ。
Ray Fontaine Tempest. Inflicts stun on an enemy when using guard. I kind of inflicts stun on an enemy when using guard. When we use guard or when they use guard? Kind of a hard thing to say. Well, I guess we'll test it out in the next enemy we see. There are just gonna be these little tall guys over here. Yeah, it's gonna be the Guardians here. Upon advancing to the labyrinth, we approach a hill with enemies hurling on it. They're tightly packed into the thin path. We can't avoid them. The malicious setup is definitely Shinji's doing. Nice, you look real fed up. Thanks for giving me the reaction I was hoping for, Kishinami. These guys are as sturdy as they get. Even if you beat me, will you have the stamina to climb up? I'll call this the... It breaks your heart with a crack. The heartthrob, golden-covered hill of hell. Again with your bull. You're the one overdoing it with the heartthrob. Anyway, come up the hill and show me that you pant like a dog. Yeah, again, these guys are not that hard to deal with, but... Alright, let's test out the thing. Where is it? There we go. Now let's see. Is it with us using guard? Or was it with them using guard? Let's see. Okay, with us using guard. That sucks. Yeah, definitely us using guard. See? It's us using guard. Got it. Not particularly useful, but whatever. I healed. You can just use this. Give me the damage. There we go. Past half health. That's another one. We got even. There we go. Hiya. Again, let's do this. There we go. We're almost doing 1,000 damage per attack, which is pretty good. There we go. We still got him. And the last one. $900, and this one does. Let me see how much the other one does. 700, not bad actually. It only does 200 less. There we go. You do get pretty good experience, so somehow we climbed all the way up. Looks like the labyrinth still continues further, but I guess we made it past the first hurdle. Yeah. Well, I didn't think you would be enough to stop you. Obviously, it would be troubling if he did think this would be enough to stop Hakuno Kishinami. Lehman trusted everything to me, no matter how ordinary or straightforward my solution may be. Stopping in my tracks is the one thing I won't do. Wow, the look in her eyes just now. She looks kinda cool. What's going on here? You're acting all kinds of funny. Anyways, I don't think this fly ends here. Whoever wins in the end is the winner. How terribly dull. I get no sense of artistry with his actions, as these cheap tricks will stop my Praetor and I. Praetor's been in high spirits ever since reclaiming me against all odds. I'm just falling deeper and deeper in love by the second. That makes me feel a little worried for the future me. Saber's words inspire me and make me more aware of myself. Since she's approved of me, I only want to take action that I can be proud of. Let's go. The labyrinth continues on. That it does. And finally we get our... if we weren't playing on emulation here, this would be our first save of the whole area. Which can be a pain in the ass if you die. Alright, time for the hurdle number 2. Yeah, this giant area is... What? Really? Something's off here. I don't remember this being important. Maybe... Ah, now it goes... Huh? What's the meaning of this? It's coming for us, Master. It's coming right towards us. This one. Ah, he got it. Damn. Right, let's see it. It should be enough even if he... Oh, there we go. Didn't even need to use a skill. Really? Just how dull can something be? Fighting weaklings over and over will bore me. Huh? There we go. I follow Saber's gaze and look behind. There I see enemies popping up one after another. The same kind of enemies as the one we just destroyed. This is Sakura. Please check the labyrinth layout code. Okay, there is a spot with some appended instructions. I think it's Shinji's gimmick. Let me take a look. Ah, it is annoyingly sneaky and verbose. This is Shinji's doing, alright. If you try to continue on, enemies will be forcibly spawn like before and block your path, Haku. I'm sure it's annoying. He hasn't even, he wasn't even nice enough to make a wall come out. We'll override the code and giving you trouble. However, it's difficult to override the enemy we want to delete if too many of the same type of enemy remain the floor. There should be 3 enemies of exactly the same form as the one we just subdued. Please subdue the rest. Yep, find the right ones and kill them all. Oh really? You missed Saber, you were right in front of him. How can you possibly miss that, Saber? Of course, you got it. Oh, come on, really? There we go, at least you got a free chain. Then he's gone. See you later. Alright, we are gonna get big levels out of this, so it's pretty much the good in this. Good farming area. Oh, nope, let's kill them immediately. Yep, not even joking, just kill them right off. We're almost level up. Only killing one more dude should be enough. Oh, come on. Oh, we can't stun them, it seems. Alright, whatever. Let's see. If the pattern is correct, we can just do this. Apparently it isn't. There we go. One more normal attack should do it. Even if we guard... Oh, he didn't even guard, it went like full. There we go, bye bye. Give us our XP. There we go. We can take a look at Saber's stats. They're all pretty much D, honestly. The game distributes Saber's stats really equally. Guess we can try going over here. Nah, damn it, not fast enough. Yeah, whatever. Oh, perfect. Ah, crack shot. It does so much damage, it's kind of ridiculous. And this is Saber we're talking about, one of the most defensive servants here. If he was captured, he'd be dead right away. Alright, we're reaching the thousands with this kill already. Wonderful. That's not it, but we can still hit him because I want the XP. You're almost one-shotting them, which is great. Finally get the pattern. Like, the guy should be around this area. There he is. Yeah, we can't actually hit him with this. Let's try. It is. Nice. Alright, a few more attacks. Do it. That should do it. Yep, no guarding will save you here. Yeah, might as well take out the enemies here, since they'll disappear if we beat this area. Well then, all signs of the problem enemy are gone for good from the floor. Okay, we're all set to override it, and click. That little dial-up sound there. Appended code has successfully deleted. Now that bothersome gimmick can't be activated again. That's good to hear. Running around and playing tag with these enemies paid off. Still, haven't the slightest idea how difficult it was to override the labyrinth's architecture, though they pulled it off so casually. Don't worry, this is our field of expertise, and we made you a promise to provide you with perfect support. Yep, you knocked it out of the park yourself, even though just yesterday your body was all messed up. She may look like a delicate pet, but the absolute unbreakable heart of hers is what makes my freighter so great. And the various dangerous aspects of her are also great. That's why the phrase, keep an eye on her, exists, huh? What's your deal? Awfully cheerful, aren't we? Suddenly I heard Shinji's voice cut in. Apparently he's been monitoring our movements again. I know, I can't keep you at bay with all these trash mobs. Hey, well, it'd be bad for me if you don't get strong enough to handle it. In order to make this game fair, I have just the right strategy set up. I'll be anticlimactic if you can't handle it. If he's going out of his way to send his signal to us, he may be panicking on the inside. But what concerns me more is that Shinji's mental state is, Elizabeth, who loves the limelight, hasn't joined in our conversation yet. We won't be able to find our way to an SG by only out-talking to Shinji, whose gimmick we overcame well enough. I ask, what happened to Elizabeth? Huh? Seriously? Want to talk to that fast? Talking to her is a waste of time. Rather than wanting to talk to her, I want to meet with her. I have to meet with her. In order to progress through the labyrinth, we need her secrets. Yeah, as if I would let you meet her. If she screws up, we'll be forced to lose. Well, Elizabeth, if you get what I'm saying, just sit Hey, why are you tracing your fingers on the wall and like, what's with the cutesy smile? I don't get what you're doing, dude. Well, whatever. In any case, I don't think this is over. Shinji ends his transmission, leaving behind a sound that's extremely uncomfortable for some reason. Something definitely just happened then. For now, there's no change on the radar. To some extent, hiding a sentinel would be considered an ideal defense. However, a sentinel is the labyrinth core, it is not possible to completely detach from the floor. It would imperfectly hide. So it is, so we'll leave it at that. You can restart your exploration. Please wait, Kishinami. At 10 o'clock, your position. Can you see a stone pillar? What's over there? Hey, this reading is... Where did she... Oh yeah, there she is. The strange voices in the student council room caused Saber to take position. Carefully, only our gazes move diagonally. From a gap in the crumpled sanctuary, we spy red frills. What's going on? What does this mean? What's the matter with me? I thought maybe I was just seeing things back then, but so I can make a double check. But for a reason I feel really... Has she not noticed us staring at her? Her palms are on her cheeks, and her tied-up hair is swaying from side to side. Huh? And she wants me to meet. She said she wants to meet. The animal doesn't know her place. It's too direct, too passionate, too daring. You could normally first send a letter, then check our schedules. Once you verify the dates with fortune-telling, you casually draft a reply, run to each other at the ball, and then say it's okay to meet up. No? Jeez, what am I even imagining? It won't happen, it won't. What if it doesn't happen? I'm an idol. Am I thinking replying so easily? I have to protect the value of my brand. I wonder if it's alright for me to call out her. I keep tossing glances at Saber, but she just keeps shaking her head, as if saying, give me a break. Let me take it from here, is what that apparently means. Being a little confused, I take a step forward and call out to her. Right at the moment, Elizabeth clenches her fist tight. Alright, that settles it. Yeah. I'm an idol. I'm the leading actress in this stage. If she wants to meet, then I'll welcome her in my special stage. My set will be, yeah, that should do the trick. Maybe I'll just do my nails enough for the color. Will I make it in time? She mentions a special stage. The sound of it is to send one's heart aflutter, doesn't it? I'll be seeing what my rival is made of. That's what she reacts to? For me, it was an uneasy feeling that a very different flag is being set. In any case, it's a good thing that it didn't suddenly turn into battle, but... What's the matter, Miss Tosaka? I feel like I sort of see what her SG is after hearing her monologue. Daydreamer, deluded? No. I get the feeling that there is quite a lot of girls like her. Sorry though, I have no proof, so can you get her a little more intel? It is completely incomprehensible to me. Perhaps Elizabeth and Miss Tosaka really do have the same patterns on foot. Do not. Well, that was something. Alright, let's double back and heal up a bit. Also save. There we go. There we go. And now we can go normally through the labyrinth. Let's go this way so I can complete a little bit more of the map. Doesn't really matter, there's no completion reward for mapping the whole map, but whatever. Let's just keep going. Don't think there's any secrets in this one. Pretty sure there aren't. Monster. Come here. Yeah, probably 2 skills is a bit overkill. A normal skill and an attack should be more than enough. You gotta remember that for next time. We're still getting good experience from this, which is... Yeah, there they are bickering again. That should be enough. There we go. We are getting good experience on all this, so that's pretty good. The item boxes are a bit different, which is kind of cute, in a way. One more hit, and we're done with you two. Get out of here.
見事な采配だったからこうしてそなたと戦えることそれ
Here's Crystal Ball.
この輝きは
This one, I'm pretty sure it's the one that gives us the map. Let's just see the map. Let me see. Yep, display completed arena map. Might as well take a look at it, right? Or is it? See, it's good to see if there are any hidden passageways or whatnot. And apparently I missed a few back there. Oh, I actually didn't know that. Alright, let's go take a look there, shall we? I'm just gonna speed up a bit so you don't have to waste time doing this. Sorry about that. Come on. Just go through here. Apparently this didn't count for some reason. Alright, let's just go quickly. Nah, it was the thing behind the door, of course. Almost leveled up, so... we're almost one-shotting these guys. It's just one more level. We should be enough to kill these guys in one shot. The problem with the thing is that it's temporary. Let me see, the other one, is it blocked too? It is blocked too, and we can't get there until the end of this area. So, yeah, we have to basically wait until we reveal Elizabeth's SG-1. Then we have to come back here. Gotta remember that. Anyways, let's head all the way back. Let's heal up while we're here. Let's just override this one. And we're right back where we started. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and use this thing again just so we can make sure there isn't anything hidden. Well, I don't think there is, but it's always good to check. There is the big dude over here. We're gonna quick save because this one's a mini boss. Okay, I guess. Here, in what appears to be the furthest portion of this floor, an eager Elizabeth and a semi-impatient Shinji are waiting for us. Between the two of them, something is exuding a fierce presence. Its basic exterior looks no different than an enemy deployed on the Hill of Hell, but I'm getting a bad feeling about it. I mean, yeah, that's pretty obvious.
何がスペシャルライブだよ。分かってるの？お前を隠すためにこいつを用意したんですよ。
Yeah, that's not happening, Shinji.
なのになんで出てくるわけ？もしかして言葉通じてない？それとも竜頭じゃなくて鳥頭なわけ？
バカはあなたよ、シンジ。私の迷宮で私以外を目立たせるなんてオーディエンスに失礼じゃない。
Yeah, you'd have a hard time hiding Elizabeth, Shinji.
勝利とは相手を打ち負かすだけにあらず、心も体も まとめて土下座させて蹂躙するのが貴族というもの。
Yeah, that's gonna be your downfall, Elizabeth.
あなたのようなネズミには理解できない作法でしょうけど、まあ今回は特別に許してあげる。このゴレム、派手なビームとかいっぱい出るんでしょ。だったら前座に使ってあげる。1曲目はとにかく派手に、オープニングは疾走感あふれるロックで攻める。これがライブの鉄則よ。
ああ、そうですか。じゃあ先にやらせてもらうけど、後で文句を言うなよな。お前の出番なんて多分回ってこないからさ。行けシンジタンク。
There we go.
シンジタンクリフトアップ。
Yeah. Let's start off with the actually. Let's do this new skill. Why not?
少し手助けしてやるか。
I was shocked, but doesn't really matter. Nice critical there. Yeah, I'll wait for the 4 turns for the so I can use the Noble Phantasm, and then it's perfectly normal. That's alright. Damn, that actually was kind of bad. Alright, let's go for this. Let's go for the this one, and then we can go for defense, attack, all 3. That kind of sucks. Whatever. Yep. There we go. Alright, Noble Phantasm is ready. Alright, I think he's gonna use the how do you say? I think he's gonna use the thing. You know what I mean, right? Anyway, let's go for Noble Phantasm here, and let's go for this and this. Now let's just save. I think he's gonna go for the shock. Yeah. Guard, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Real damage. Oh my god, it really sucks that he's just using this. He's guarding, but whatever. Alright, that should be enough. Oh, that's perfect actually. He just died right now. There we go. I mean, leveled up. Nice. We beat it. We beat it a little too hard. It all ended up with a blow from Saber. The Shinji tank stopped moving and became silent. I knew it.
私と戦った時より何倍も成長している。あの子の強さはそういう強さだったのね。
嘘だろ。あいつのくせに どんだけ強くなってんだよ。
Bro didn't see us grinding out in the dungeon all this time.
おい、信じタンク、動け動けってば。ザグ、この役立たず、僕に恥をかかせるなよ。
Shinji, venting his frustrations, kicks the tank. At that moment, the giant that no one would expect to have ceased beginning ominously vibrating.
あれ、再起動した。
It's gonna blow up, Shinji. Get out of there. Yep.
ああいうのなんていうのかしら。豚も磨けば真珠の針。違うわね。え？何？
Of course, she doesn't realize that thing's gonna blow up. Shinji backs off, leaving only Elizabeth, who hasn't caught on to what's happening. Meanwhile, the Shinji tank shaking grows increasingly intense. I don't know what's causing it, I don't know how to stop it, the only thing I know is that this rate is going to explode. However, when I said that, I acted immediately. And yeah, Elizabeth, watch out! I dash out towards Elizabeth. I reach out to her petite body. At the same time, I sense the explosion behind her. Ooh. It seems I fell over from the blast. With my entire body in pain, I instinctively called Sakura. Is Sakura Kinami still in one piece?
はい。打撲や擦り傷、軽い火傷ぐらいで命に別状はないようですけど。
Huh? She's not being completely straight with me. Am I in a bad shape somehow? No, now that I think about it, I feel a little warm. Don't tell me I'm bleeding. An intense flash of light disorients me, as I blink a few times. The blurry world rushes back into focus. I suddenly hear a faint moaning coming from between my arms. Huh? Between my arms?
あれ、私、あなた、どうし。
Having grasped the situation faster than me, Elizabeth's jade green eyes grew wide. But her eyes continued to dazzle, reflecting Hakuno Kishinami's face as she stares blankly. Good morning?
おはよう、ダーリー。ね、私変な夢を見ていたの。笑わないで聞いてくれる？
Yep, completely
あ
delusional.
なたと私が敵同士で戦っているの。最後はあなたのことを追い詰めるんだけど、隣にいた巨大ネズミが爆発しちゃって、私もうダメだと思ったわ。けどあなたは身を裂くような爆風の中、私の手を引き寄せてこう言ったの。君に爆風は似合わない。ましてやタンクのオイルなんて浴びせるだけでも罪深い。ところでその角、電撃的に可愛いね。
You know, I think this is probably the first time, or honestly the only time, where a master servant gets defeated by seduction. It would be kind of interesting to see if that happens in another Fate media.
思わず首筋に牙を突き立てちゃうぐらい官能的にかっこよか
った。Of course. Yeah, everyone just silent, like, come on.
半分くらいは合ってますよね。
Ah, poor Sakura. She's half asleep. Fully half asleep. And when she hears about this letter, she'll smash her head against the wall in embarrassment. She may be our enemy, but I can't bear to let her embarrass herself further. She's still staring at me, deluded. I say to her, snap out of it, wake up. We are actually enemies. There actually was an explosion. We were just confused from getting hit in the head.
敵同士。あなたと私。それって禁断のロマンス。
Yeah, of course he would take it that way.
キュン。
There we go. What? Wait, what?
そなたはとんだ節操なしだな。 皆は恋に理解あるもの。決して怒らぬ。怒らぬが。
Saber.
いい加減。すねるからな。
You know what to talk. You're the one who started talking about harms in the first game. Don't go complaining now.
さすが一級フラグ建築士。そろそろ死んでみたら。
Look at that expression.
私は感情抑制装置フラグブレーカーの製作を提案します。どうぞ企画書です。皆さん仕方がないので頭を叩いてみたらどうでしょう。
My heart is being mercilessly broken by everyone's gold stares. This isn't what it looks like. It's all misunderstanding. A misunderstanding. In other words, in other news, putting my emotional scars aside, my restless hand is indicating that a secret is manifesting. Best to keep this up and draw things out. The moment I had an idea, Elizabeth's blank eyes fiercely wide open.
家畜のくせに何してるの。どきなさいってば。
Elizabeth, apparently having come to her senses, flails at me. I hurry off first so I don't get kicked. She stood up, face red beat, and went straight to tidying up her hair and skirt, while stealing occasional glances at me.
よくも私を助けたわね。コリスに助けられるとか、こんな恥ずかしめは初めてだわ。これか。私の一つ目の SG の時、みんなもこんな気持ちだったのね。
Yeah.
見なさい、この赤く高揚した方を。
Yeah, that's not
こ
it.
れこそ私の怒りが最高潮になった証よ。
That's not it, Elizabeth.
心臓だって絶対に許さないってドキドキしてるし、こうなれば私の勝ちね。怒り狂った私は絶対に秘密なんて漏らさない。あなたはここで立ち往生するだけよ。
Yeah, it's already too late. Elizabeth declares her victory. However, as if refuting this claim, my hand throbs once more. I know what your secret is.
嘘おっしゃい。そうやって乗せられるのはリンぐらいよ。私は騙されないわ。私の心があなたなんかに分かるわけがないんだから。
Then this squirrely is going to show her just how sure about it she is. I get the impression that she's easy. She falls heads over heels in a flash. She's unmistakably Cinderella. I think I recall having seen a secret like this in the first floor, but this is no way it can be the exact same. Yeah, okay. It was just funny because she does become Cinderella in Grand Order. Lovestruck. She's forever a maiden, prone to being love-struck. Cursed to interpret trivial encounters as romance, work of destiny, to see princes, white horses, and roses everywhere. Her dreams are mellifluous. She loves to fall in love. Loves to fall in love syndrome. Oh, possessor of whipped cream-filled thoughts, but a heart-burn-inducing mind. Thy name is Lovestruck.
さすが当事者。そのまま一気に決めちゃって。嘘、そんな。
And cameo. FG1. Get.
SG 転送。シールド開きます。
Yeah, we need to go back there in the next part. The sound of a floor the sounds of the floor being opened. After revealing the secret that certainly fits how she looks, Elizabeth's offshoot begins cracking and crumbling.
あなたも相当アイドルの暴露話がお好きなようね。
With an expression of ecstasy, she bares her fangs. Perhaps this expression is a lingering vestige of the secrets that was drawn out of her.
でも、そうだったのね。これが私の本心。恋なんて物語に、私はずっと憧れていた。ありがとう。自覚したわ。そしてこんにちは。新しい素敵な私。そう。拷問が唯一の慰みなら、 恋こそ我が唯一の夢。恋とは美しさの糧、美しさとは恋の糧。ああ、なんて甘美な永久ループ。家畜にときめくなんて私はどうかしているのね。でもいいのよ、どうせ私は狂っているの。醜いあなたにとっておきの栄誉をあげる。あなたの魂を予約したわ。究極の美に達した私を一番近くで褒めたたえなさい。
And she's off.
なるほど、それが奴の望みか。お疲れ様でした。探索を終了してチェックポイントから帰還してください。
Ronnie's voice suddenly brings back to my senses. The might have disintegrated. Only thing left to do is to find a checkpoint. No point pushing ourselves anymore today. Let's head quietly back to the school building.
早く戻ろう。世は華やかな歪みがしたい。
Let me actually just check something before we go in there. Where is it? Status. I want to see how many skills we need. 2 more skills. Okay, we have 2 more skills to need learning before we get everything. And yeah, now everything's going back to C. Right, before we end, there's gonna be something else. I think there's a scene here. Yeah, there is. There she is. Activate a checkpoint. Now to make a right back to the school. I'm not impressed by your surprise attack, but that blow was excellent. Very well. Give us your name.
見直したわ、サーバント。あなたも特別と認めてあげる。
Yeah, that's kind of a... I do like the designs more in Grand Order. The designs here are a bit too much, I will say.
はじめまして、ちっぽけなマスターさん。それと哀れで余分なサーバント。私はアルターエゴ、メルトリリス。BB から入れて BB ではないもの。
So like
あなた
in
の
the
本当の理解者ね。
in the patch options, there's a thing to go Maltholith or Maltrolis. Maltrolis is the current translation they have in Grand Order, but Maltholith is the translation. It's the way they pronounce it. Either way, it's alright. But I think I'll just pronounce it Maltrolis because Maltholith is a bit of a mouthful. Another alter ego. I was prepared to face her eventually, but I never thought she would ambush another Sentinel's domain. Without Saber, I'm certain that would have been skewered. Still, I know the deal with how passionate it looked, but this girl really does have the same face as Sakura too. Huh? You truly understand my prater?
決まっているわ。
It's obvious. Hakuno
あな
Kishinami.
たのすべてを私は知るの。そしてあなたも私のすべてを知ることになる。私たちは一つになるの。あなたは私なくしては生きられない命になりなさい。
I've never felt intimidated like this before. Maltrolis gives off a different aura than Passionlip. In her words, the hostility was clear, the kindness was wholesome, the bloodlust was pure, in a rich, almost melting confession of love.
本当はもっと早くにあなたを迎えに来たかったのだけど、ここはあの子の管轄だから。BB の目を盗んで侵入するのも楽じゃないのよ。
And now that the area has been cleared, you can just go in as you please, right? She didn't come here on BB's orders. I guess it means she came here solely on her own will. Also, she came only to acquaint herself with Hakuno Kishinami.
そう、 をしてやっと会えたのだから、すぐにでも私のものにしたいんだけど、少しだけ猶予をあげる。ほんの1分、この質問の時だけの自由。BB の役割は終わったわ。あの女は今までのようにあなたを最優先事項にはできなくなることによっては BB はあなたさえ消しにかかるでしょう。でも私がいる。 BB からあなたを守るわ。だから私に全てを捧げる気はある？どうせ結果は同じになるけど、あなたの答えを聞いてあげる。イエスかノーか、快楽か服従か、天国がいいのか地獄がいいのか聞かせなさい。あなたの返答いかんによって今後の処遇を考えてあげるから。
The point of her question is unclear, but I get that Meltrollis is asking me if I obey her or not. Yes or no? The answer is... Yeah, I don't really think it matters much, but I'll go answer all of them.
いい答えよ。私の王女様コレクションに決定ね。このバカ者
I argue here, Praetor. This isn't time to talking foolishness. She's eager to murder you.
うるさいサーバントね。あなたに何ができるの？何をしてあげられるの？私なら彼女をあらゆる快楽で満たしてあげられる。幸福で満ちたゆりかごにね。私が管理するわ。サーバントは邪魔なだけ。ここでザクロのように懺悔なさい。
Alright, let's see what the other ones say, shall we? No.
その答えも楽しいわ。私のクックコレクションに決定。アリスと同じにしてあげる。
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
このバカ者
And finally we have the, I have no idea what you're talking about.
あなたのそういうところ知っているつもりだったけど、実際に返されるとへこむわね。このバカ者うるさいサーバー。
Yep,
私なら
the usual thing.
私が
Dashing towards us, and
任せよ。一周に付してくれる。さあ溶けるように踊りましょう。
right, there's no way we can win. It's just a one-turn battle as usual.
バックダンサーにプリマドンナを傷つけることができると思って。
Alright, immediately, guard essentially, or better yet, just try using low mana skills so we can survive as much as we can. And I'm also gonna heal her a bit here. Alright, let's go.
甘く溶かしてあげる。ニューズよ。至高の芸術を守りたまえ。喧嘩と地霊のサイクト。
Yep, and she has the same thing as
喧
BB.
嘩と地霊のサイクト。
Basically using the skill so I can nullify her actions.
天幕よ落ちよのサイクト。
Alright, there was a waste of a healing item, but
天幕よ落ちよ
doesn't really matter.
のサイクト。喧嘩と地霊のサイクト。
There we go, I think that's enough. Although Meltrollis overwhelms her, Saber recovers her stance. Something strange. Meltrollis isn't wounded anywhere. Sure, Meltrollis wins in terms of strength, but the difference shouldn't be this overwhelming. Could it be... Does Meltrollis also have the set skill BB has?
そうよ。私は無敵。私は不滅。私は鉄壁。ムーンセルにおいて私を傷つけられるものはなくなったわ。なのにまだ私に逆らうのね。その目隠しても隠せないわ。ねえ、なぜ抵抗するの？楽園に案内してあげるというのよ。嫌がる理由がわからないわ。
Meltrollis says she will protect Hakuno Shinami from BB, and that she'll even make me happy. I don't know what the real motive is behind her words. or what kind of method she's thinking about employing. However, supporting it really is a paradise. I can no longer agree with such a thing. The reason being... What a joke. Did you think you could tempt my praetor, who I confide in, which is casualry? And anyway, your offer is far too low. You call it a paradise, but that school building is surely lacking. This is below even that of a villa. It is not a par by the Colosseum, which commemorates my achievements and countless spectators who praise me, or a public bath. As a territory, it should be at least as good as the Serica, Land of Silk. Once it has the value of the 9 headwaters, and is as far south in the horizon where the sun sets in the east, then we can negotiate. Saber is right. No matter how sweet the deal is, I can't find any solace in a temporary moratorium. Even less if it means abandoning the people who live on Earth.
いい答えね。その返答を待っていたわ。だって、その方が興奮するから。私、自分でもどうかと思うほど可逆体質なの。嫌がる相手を徹底的に蹴り倒せるなんて。正直たまらないわ。
And she's just giving it to us. In that instant, Meltrulus exposed her own affection, her own twisted bloodlust. My left hand aches so intensely it makes me shiver. The 5 meditations reacting were words.
私の担当はもう少し先なんだけど。あなた、せっかちなのね。まあいいわ。せっかくだから、お近づきの印に持っていきなさい。
We got 2 SPs and 1 go. What a treat.
素敵、刺激的だわ。これが秘密を共有するということ。まるで小鳥の羽を引きちぎるよ。蹂躙は一方的であるほど胸に迫るわ。
Your secret was divulged, yet you aren't embarrassed about it. I can tell you're quite confident in yourself.
本当にうるさい外野ね。やっぱり殺さないとダメかしら。覚悟して。私はリップとは違う。遊びはないわ。やると決めたのなら確実に終わらせる。
Meltrulus charges further power into our legs. She is reproducing that explosive power she displayed when she assaulted us. This is bad. If she's attacking us with just force, I won't be able to defend against it again. Ronnie, hurry! Extract them! That will make it to the checkpoint in time. The Alter Ego's force field is increasing. The difficulty performing the extract, forced extraction is currently not feasible. I'll allocate the Student Council's room entire processing capability and reevaluate. Ready? 60 seconds until teleport.
60秒もいらないわ。瞬きのうちに終わらせましょう。ベルトの蜜はサーバントすら溶かしきる。まずはその邪魔な女を一撃で殺してあげる。
Meltrulus' body sinks slightly. She looks like a figure skater, ready to start off with a dash. Saber readies her weapon and takes a position to counterattack. But as long as Meltrulus nullifies attacks, we have no chance of winning. What does she mean by killing in one blow anyways? Is it a metaphor or... I'm right behind you. Take a wee step back, little lady. What? The hull gets dyed in a sinister color. A lethal weapon is loosened towards Meltrulus. Just as Meltrulus cuts it down with her leg, a sort of fog effect engulfs the hull. How thoughtful of our reinforcements. Time to withdraw, Praetor. The tide of this battle is shifted to allow us to escape. Saber's right. With the help of the fog, we do our best to distance ourselves from Meltrulus. We'll take our escape back to school if it buys 60 seconds. Meltrulus' silhouette dances through the thick fog. She's not searching for signs of us, but rather that someone who created the situation. She transforms herself into an arrow, so she can bring her prey down. She has no hesitation, she has no mercy. Her methods are definitely different from Passion Lips. Verification complete. Change the teleportation failure to 901 execution force extraction. I put my eyes into the ground. We got away from Maltrulis in one piece. Senpai, are you hurt anywhere? Sakura dashes up to me. To her, knowing one of her copies has gone rogue just makes her feel twice as guilty. To me, a girl with her face has been trying to kill me left and right. Girls with her face, I mean. It's hard to realize around her. I know Sakura and Maltrulis are different people, but this can't help it. Humans rely on visual information, so this kind of thing happens. Alright, chill out for a second, Sakura. It'll be faster if you look over her rather than have us do a scan. So, do Hakuno and Saber have any injuries? That alter ego, Maltrulis, dropped from some strange phrases. It sounds like she has some kind of ability that does more damage, so take a look. Oh yes, I understand. Measuring vitals now. Great, nothing's wrong with either of you. But there is evidently some mental fatigue. I think you want to get some rest. My nerves certainly been hounded. Saber is probably tired as well. So let's go on ahead into my room and get some rest.
Okay.
We'll analyze Maltrulis while you're doing that. You'll probably fight her again at some point. Ronnie, you got the data? In addition to her SG, I finished extracting the matrix from her combat style. However, I cannot analyze its invincibility. Hope we gather more information in the future. Hear that? You're best, Haku. Now then, I guess what all's left to do is increase the jamming. The jamming? That Maltrulis can discover where Senpai is. Yes, I've already allocated 4% of the student council's room output toward it. It was Miss Tosaka's idea. Yeah, to make it hard for Mimi and Inigo to ambush Haku, we're hiding her location. But it looks like it'll be tough to keep Alter Ego out of this level of jamming. We're kicking it up a notch. So that's how it went down. Maltrulis was aggressive in taking out my life. Rin said the jamming wasn't effective, but if she hadn't taken the trouble to do this for me, I'd have killed long ago. I see. I was wondering why I couldn't allocate Senpai in the school building. We couldn't locate him. Of course, you two were behind it. It's a little late for it, but I give her my thanks. Those two were always out of my sight by helping me. It's nothing special, really. It's a pretty boring secret tools, but so I actually was hoping you wouldn't notice. In my opinion, that's not the case. It wasn't something you would have thought of. Your concern for others is meticulous, Miss Osaka. This is common sense when you've been in guerrilla warfare as long as I have. It's crucial to scramble the enemy's navigation seriously. Anyways, how about you head back to your room? As annoying as it is, someone's got their eyes on you, so get plenty of rest. She's completely taking the back seat here, but what about Elizabeth? She wasn't much of a threat. It'll be okay with dealing her as she pops up. I completely agree. Shoot. I think Avery finds sneeze from somewhere. In any case, let's call it for a day. Ishinami, you seem tired. Please go back to my room and have yourself a long rest. Yeah, bye. Anyway, Saber, anything new? Nope. Anything? Information matrix, we have some new things for Elizabeth. Funny that there's like 2 different versions of Elizabeth here. Maltrulis, we basically got crime ballet, combat style. The result of Maltrulis is a duration of classical ballet, returning herself with various attack skills. She obtained diverse powers for a conversion to the origins of already completed stories and stages into skills. There are many references. The explanations are as follows. The heel named Cursed Blade Giselle. From the classical tale Giselle. Despairing from betrayal of her beloved Albrecht, Giselle uses her sword in a frenzied dance, during which she dies. Women who die before marriage become ghosts known as willies. She became a willis who abducted and danced men to death. But unforgivable Hilarion. From the classic ballet Giselle, Hilarion, who deceived Giselle, is caught by the willis and pays for his crimes. He's not forgiven, and without waiting for dawn, they take him dance until he dies from exhaustion. Farewell, Albrecht. From the classical ballet Giselle, Albrecht is caught by the willis, but his life is spared when he's saved by one of them. As Albrecht, spared from death by exhaustion, raises his face, a form of the girl he loved most fades like an illusion. The siren lights a fire inside. From the classical ballet The Prodigal Son, a rule roll lord's son runs away from a life in the city. Many temptations lurk in the city, the most extreme being the enchantress Siren, who corrupts men with the wiles she gained from a life of adversity. And there's nothing else here. Sadistic Constitution A. A skill that gives modifiers to one's aggression in battle. It sounds like a favorable skill, but the longer its holder stays in battle, the more their sadism grows, causing them to lose their normal composure. You would say it's just one step short of a skill that makes berserkers rampage. The more they attack, the stronger they become, but on the other hand, their defense abilities drop, with the added disadvantage of unconsciously lowering their chance of escape. You could say this skill has bad compatibility with the usually composed Maltrolis. Let's end the day, shall we? CSG Lovestruck Sweets. Let's take a look at her profile before anything.
ドラゴン系拷問アイドルエリザベート・バートリー、あなたのハートもバキバキよ。
What about your height?
154、いえ172センチ。どうかしら、この圧倒的スーパーモデルっぷり。角が高いわ。
If you include the horns, of course. Her birthday.
5月17日。プレゼントはマネージャーに預けておいてくださる？
How do you spend your free time?
ゆっくりお風呂に浸かって疲れを癒すの。美しさの維持もなかなか大変なのよ。
Alright, Lovestruck. Elizabeth's first SG. It's written as Lovestruck, but it reads as sweets. One could say her maiden heart, in love with the idea of love, snuffs itself with sweets, cakes, and honey. Elizabeth, inexperienced with romance, has longed for a love story like in the book she read. That, combined with actually falling in love as well, will raise her flag quite a bit. Very troubling SG. She has the fondness of bullying living things. When they don't give in no matter how she strikes or stabs, gazing with strength of heart, even while trembling in pain, it makes her squeal, go kick. Elizabeth may be known for her bloodbaths and torture, but she surprisingly had a sense of virtue and cleanliness. She has appropriately educated. She was appropriately educated as noble and a wise and knowledgeable woman, fit for her lord. It's quite a strange tale, even without the delusion and pastime of torture. And we got the other one, Sadistic Constitution.
メルトリリスよ。美しい響きでしょ。
What about your height?
190センチ。この足が見えないの？
Yeah, I can
好きな
tell
だ
that.
け見下してあげてよ。
What's your birthday?
4月9日。正直いつでもいいんだけど、リップの妹は嫌だもの。
Okay. You're a fetish.
悲鳴フェチよ。心のきしみ、地上から絞り出される叫びはたまらないわ。聞いているだけでとろけてしまいそう。
Okay. Sedum refers to tormenting others when attacking them without cause. It's more of a characteristic Maltrolis has than an SG, demonstrating the spirit of an empress, unable to interact without causing them pain regardless of who they are. Though a characteristic akin to a curse, Malt isn't concerned about it in the slightest. Rather, she sees sadism as a true form of love. While Passionlip was ashamed of her constitution, Maltrolis seems to boast of hers. It may be because her sadism isn't to eliminate others, but aggressiveness for the sake of affirming herself. Maltrolis was born of BB's perpetrating side. She was born a destroyer, a sovereign who feeds on the weak for his nourishment. Ordinarily, this wouldn't be a weakness, or SG. Perhaps the reason this weight on Mel's heart isn't that she's embarrassed of her sadistic constitution, but that via sadism she's learned sexual arousal, hurting the heart of her lacking breasts so much that she can't hide it. After all, that cold hardness is her selling point. She may be looking back on it with flushed cheeks, saying to herself, that wasn't very cool of me. Right into my room, Saber plucks straight in the bed. She's mad, actually sulking. You're pretty popular today, Praetor. While holding a big cushion, she pushed her cherry blossom lips. Unable to do anything else about this, I apologize. Sorry. That's nothing you need to apologize for. I'm merely pouting because I want to. I know it. Also, about Lancer, I have to admit, understand where she's coming from. Understand? I was personally pretty surprised at the whole Lovestruck thing with Lancer. Firstly, beauty has value because there's something to accept and praise it. When one entices the masses and they admire your looks, it's a rather nice feeling. However, no matter the endless applause one receives, there are times when words from that one special someone mean the most. Therefore, it's out of the place for Lancer, who covets beauty more than anyone, to also covet love. Saber stares somewhat far off. Despite talking about the rifle, she's actually gazing back to her own life. That's the kind of impression I'm getting from this. Still, I wouldn't be handing over my freighter, not to Lancer, and not to that Maltralis. When I look at her, I don't want to recall it, but she reminds me of my mother. She's a vile woman who ruins men. No, she's a vile woman who cripples her lovers. Watch out for her, traitor. Go easy on both enemies and allies. You go easy on both enemies and allies. It's beautiful to see you face everything so commendably, but there's a limit. Well, I can't help myself from enjoying that side of you, but it does worry me. Until we unravel the mystery behind her invincibility, she's akin to. Let's aim to not encounter that woman. Alright, we can just go to the next day and then we're done for today. Floor 14. I leave my room and take a big stretch. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good. Let's take off with the usual stride and go explore. Huh? That's for you. It appears to be a letter, an invitation actually. Doesn't say who sent it. The size of the envelope tells me there's no trap built into this invitation. Let's tear it open and read it. To my esteemed beloved Squarely, I don't understand why you saved me in the dire moment yesterday. Still, I want to at least thank you to ensure that I do so. I would like to invite you to a dinner party. Leave your servant behind and get yourself over to the 14th floor of the labyrinth alone. The envenoming idol, Elizabeth. The hell's envenoming? Shouldn't have reminded you at this point, but this is an evident trap. The invitation has to be a trap. A real classic trap at that. That said, we still need to head for the 14th floor. Let's first discuss this over the student council room. Alright, and that's gonna be it for now. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed, and I will be seeing you in the next part of Fate Extra CCC. Ciao.